And I was like, you damn right you don't want nothing to do with this show no more. You acted the ass on these Miami streets on this show. Them people ate him up in them comments. Like, welcome back to Key and Carry, where we key.
And we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we're back in the new year, 2021. Don't bring up old shit. No, I'm just playing.
Yes, Happy New Year to our 4 listeners. Actually, our 5 listeners.
5, yes.
5 listeners.
Yes.
Happy New Year to you all.
1 listener per year. To celebrate our new listener in the new year, we decided to do a wrap up of the Come Up Miami. Yeah, how did you feel about this season as a whole?
I honestly liked this season. I thought it was fresh. I felt like it's weird that this cast almost seems kind of way more mature than like the other franchises, like, you know, compared to the New York cast. But I really liked the season overall.
Yeah, it was a good season. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I decided not to watch just because I don't know, I just didn't feel like watching it. But you watched it and you were like, oh, like, you know, it was actually pretty good. So you got me into it. So that's how we here doing the season wrap up. So
yes, it's crazy. Like the season, I think it started in like mid-September, and yeah, it just wrapped like last week. It feels like so long ago though. I don't know why it feels like, I don't know, like it was like 9 months ago. But
the pandemic, they had to pause because of the pandemic. So
true. Keep forgetting that we're in a panty, but
not an epidemic. As someone kept saying on the show, not an epidemic. It's a pandemic. The whole world is dealing with it.
Leave that child alone.
So this is our season wrap up. We're going to talk about the whole show. Not obviously not episode through episode, but just touch on the people that were on the show, the biggest moments, looks, you know, shade, all that shit. You know, you've been here before. But let's get into the first person that we were introduced to. Like we said, set in Miami. You know who could have been on this season? Why wasn't old boy on this season? The one that was in Atlanta. The one that was messing up his engine to go to Atlanta. To drive to Atlanta every weekend. Like,
that's crazy that you mentioned that. I forgot that he was a part of Atlanta.
I feel like he actually would have fit in better with this season than or with this cast than he did with the Atlanta cast. But yeah, so the first person that we were introduced to is Jamarcus. Hey, Jamarcus.
Yes, Mr. Reagan.
Yes. Jamarcus from Fort Lauderdale. And he was a singer and actor. Yeah, what you think of Jamarcus?
Do with the title whatever you like. Do with the title whatever you like.
Yes, he, you know, it's no secret. Jamarcus is fine.
Attractive, body, talented,
brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never this.
Yeah, on top of him being physically attractive, of course, he just seemed to have a really good personality.
Really down to earth,
chill, yeah, which is rare on these types of shows. I feel like everybody wants to be like, that big character. Everybody wants to be like, I got this, I got that. These hoes ain't nothing but. I like people who are more chill and down to earth.
No shade, and it's usually the light skins.
Okay, first of all, that's colorism.
I thought you was gonna say something else. I thought you was gonna say like it's usually the bitches that don't have shit. Like it's usually the girls that don't, the boys that don't really do much. And I like that he was in the musical theater. He got cast in Kiki Boots, which is a really, you know, deal. Yeah, he seemed really cool. I think
was in that goddamn studio getting down.
He was. And when he first like started, when he said he could sing, I was like, okay. Like I was like, you can sing, all right. And then he actually started to sing, and I was like, oh, like you can sing. Actually, okay, like word. Miles from South Florida, a YouTuber, Camboy.
A monetized YouTuber.
Who you shading? Us?
Nobody. Well, basically us, shit, because he's getting paid. Pay him. He's very handsome.
Gorgeous. Like he's very androgynous.
I said what?
Androgynous.
I don't even use the word androgynous.
Very pretty. He has like a high-end like fashion model face. Like I feel like, I don't know how tall he is. He doesn't seem that tall, but if he was like a little taller, like you could like be on like a runway or something. I said that he is actually my favorite out of everybody. So yeah, I just thought he was very cool, very zen, which you don't really see too much on this show. And yeah, I just feel like
he also has like really good energy.
Yes.
Really down to earth, like really chill. It's funny, like I always key when I think it's when Bam and Sean got into it at the Sky Zone, and Miles' confession, he was like, physical violence, like, like I'm like, come on, Miles. I know that's right.
I felt so bad when they started fighting and he like had to get up and move out of the way. I was like, move, Miles, get out of the way. Like,
facially, he reminds me of Nick from America's Next Top Model, Psycho 5. The Psycho Bree should have won, but it went to Nicole. But
buckle up, y'all, because the person I have up next is definitely interesting, definitely polarizing, I guess, a polarizing character on the show.
Goodness.
Either you like him or you don't.
Is it Redacted's Kim Folk? Because
now
that's
you know
exactly
what?
who we act like.
I didn't want to group them together because they're both fuck it. I'm not grouping them together because they both Latino, but yes, they both do seem like they're from the same coven.
Like, the woods.
Yes. Because yeah, they just both seem like that. But anyway, Bam. Yeah, Bam Bam from South Florida, a stripper. I think he's originally, I don't know if he's from Puerto Rico or Honduras. I know he's Puerto Rican and Honduran, but I don't know if he came from one of those places. I just want to say, like, obviously I watched the show after everybody else watched the show. So you were telling me how annoying he was and how like negative he was and like all of these things. And so like I was ready to like, I don't know. I try to like when I try to like think for myself and I try to see for myself. So like I wasn't ready to like fully crucify him just from seeing him on the show. But
This shit is rotting, you fucking horse teeth bitch. You don't motherfucking know.
Yeah, you were right. Y'all were right. Like y'all were right. Because yeah, he's a handful. I don't even know where to start. I think my first notice is that he wears his trauma like a coat. Like, I know, like, obviously people don't like him because he starts a lot of shit for no reason. He lashes out at people all the time. He's gotten into it with literally almost everybody on the show, including the producer. Which how do you get into a fight with Karan? Like, he's kind of shady, but like not, to the point where you need to like, get
put hands. Yeah, throw hands.
So
Want to throw hands.
He's definitely dealt with a lot of bad things. Just listening to him talk about his life, I was like, damn, that sounds like a hard life. Like, you've gone through things that I've never even imagined. So like, I can see how like dealing with that and not being able to like, I don't know, going through that, even though you're not in that situation now, you still have the scars from when you were in those situations.
Right.
It's almost like an abusive relationship. Like we gonna get to that too. But like it's kind of like an abusive relationship where like you're out of it, but you still have the scars from being in those situations. You still have that hurt and that pain and that anger and that resentment that you got from being in those situations. So I kind of felt for him a little bit, but I think on the other hand, like you have to take responsibility for your life and you have to take responsibility for, I guess, your own happiness, because you can't get too much older before people start just holding you accountable for your act. I mean, they're already holding you accountable for your actions, but like, you can't really be in your 40s, if you were like in your, 21 acting like this, lashing out, okay, like you went through a really hard time, like both of your parents, basically abandoned you, like your whole family basically abandoned you from what he said. But you can't be in your 40s acting crazy and being like, well, when I was a child, like you 40 and you have the assets and the resources to go seek help. So I like watching, I was like, he just needs some therapy. He definitely needs some therapy.
Like you can't be talk to your best friend and then being all emotional, or talking to Miles and being all emotional, like nobody understands my life, and then in the same sense be like aggressive as fuck for no. It's almost like K Michelle. how K Michelle was on Love and Hip Hop and she want people to sympathize with her because of her past,
right?
And then turn around and be like the aggressor,
right?
And provoke people. And it's like you can't do that. Like I get like your past is like traumatic and it's bad, but you have to grow from it, learn from it.
Learn something from this.
Like you said, you can't keep using that as a goddamn excuse, like.
Right.
Because like a lot of the people that this cast was really like patient with, besides Sean, but this cast was really patient. So I'm wondering if he pops off like that on people on the street, because it's only a matter of time before he just comes across somebody that's actually gonna get to him. Like,
I think people know who they can try. I think they know who they can get into it with, but I think at the same time, like, it's funny because at the boys' night on the last episode, Miles said something about like after they had that fight, like it's all projection, and I was like, he's so right. Like it really is all like Bam isn't really mad at Jamal. He's probably not even really mad at Sean, even though what he did was not acceptable. We're gonna talk about it, but I don't even think he was really even mad at Sean. I think it's just that resentment and that anger that bottles up in you, and if it's gonna come out regardless, like no matter what you do, it's gonna come out. So the easiest thing to do instead of just dealing with it is projecting it onto other people, like lashing that anger, because that anger was probably for his dad or his family, you know, like, but he can't, you know, do that. So Sean's gonna get it because he's the, you know, closest one, you know,
right?
So, you know, I don't think that it's right, but I think that that's probably what's happening, is him just projecting that anger and that resentment onto random people that he gets into it with. So,
I just didn't care for him at all.
I didn't either. And
I mean, he's hurt, but like you keep talking about money and blah blah, like
right.
Use that money to go get like some counseling, some therapy, maybe anger management. You like to fight, go get in a boxing ring, smash some glass or some shit, but you need help, homeboy. Like,
yeah. It's the homophobia for me.
Internalized.
I don't have gay friends, and I'm not one of these regular South Beach gay guys. Like, I usually don't really hang out with a lot of gay guys. So I never hang out with gay guys before. I don't have gay friends because of the same reason. Because gay guys always be really messy.
Tone that down, bitch.
And you know what's so funny? People in the comments were saying like, this is just like when girls say that they don't mess with when they don't mess with females because, you know, females are messy and they're jealous. And it's so funny because I feel like in those scenarios, like when I've heard girls say that, they're usually the messiest ones. Like they're usually the ones that be doing messy shit and being terrible people. And it's like, of course you think that people, like, you think that because you do that shit. Like, so yeah, the whole like, I don't mess with gay guys. I'm like, first of all, none of the things that happened this season had to do with anybody's sexuality. Like Sean touching your face or like doing the things that he did had nothing to do with him being gay. Like, just saying, like, so I don't understand where this like is coming from. Like, also a bigger point is you don't befriend gay guys, but you work at an establishment that is full of gay people,
full of gay men.
So theoretically, you probably have to interact with more gay people than anybody on the cast on a daily basis. So I don't understand where this whole like, I don't befriend gay guys. Like, I get that's different from being friends, but you literally have to interact with gay people all the time. So I don't understand why you're making it seem like I don't know how this works. I don't know how interacting with gay people works when you do it all the time. Like on an intimate level, like you're a stripper, like people literally come up to you and interact with you intimately on a daily basis.
He said like gay guys is messy, and he was literally the messiest person this season. Literally all the drama this season was surrounding Elvis.
I don't want to pile on too much because obviously he's fighting his own demons, but yeah, you did not show yourself in a good light on this show. This was not depicted well. You can say it's editing, it's probably not, honestly, because there are so many examples of you acting an ass on the show. So yikes. But yeah, that's Bam. So next up is Jamal, a designer. I don't know,
AKA Lamaj.
Okay, so this Lamage, when he first said Lamage, I thought he said Lamaze, like the Lamaze class that pregnant women have to go to. So I was like, why would you name yourself after that? Like, what? But then I saw it written. I was like, oh, Lamage, like Nicki Minaj. I got you.
Yeah.
But he's a designer, event coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
hardest working person on the show. Every episode he was doing something.
Yes.
I was like, I can't be mad. Like literally every single episode he was doing something, meeting with somebody. I was like, stays with the bag. Literally. I
it's the come up.
Yeah, he's the real come up. He's the real come up. I think
it's the come up.
I would argue that honestly, he probably did the most, and this is no shade to anybody who's ever been on the show, but like I think he's probably done the most in one episode, one season that a lot of people have done, and like being on the show in their entirety, like multiple seasons, like literally every episode he had something to do. Like, and I was like, that's dope. And I know he's a little older because he's 30. So I don't know if everybody else is around that same age. They look a little younger than him. So I don't know. Nobody else really said their ages. Everybody else is, you know, they just look like they were in their 20s. But I wasn't sure how old everybody else was, but yeah, he just seems very hardworking. Also seems to be very confident but genuine. Not
also a really loyal friend. Like I really like his friendship with Sean. Like also his friendship with Prince. Like he seems like just a really loyal, also encouraging like friend. Like
right.
I really like Jamal. Like I like his energy, I like his hustle, I like what he brought to the show. Like
absolutely,
it's the come up, and I feel like he is the come up.
I'm on the business that pays me.
But yeah, I also liked. He also seemed pretty mature, just in the way that he carried himself. When Bam was attacking him, he wasn't feeding into it. Like he was kind of like more chill because he obviously could have. Listen, no shade, but if this was G status, they would have been boxed.
Yeah,
they would have boxed.
Definitely
been boxed a couple of times, but
definitely
he just seemed so chill, and I really liked his when he left the boys' night. He said something about how like I'm in control of myself. I'm not in control of him. So all I can do is get up and leave because I'm in control of my life and my body. So if I don't want to be somewhere anymore where, you know, I'm not being treated well, I'm just going to leave. And I was like, that's a really good way to look at situations like that, because it's really, what are you gaining from this?
Right.
You know, like, I feel like some people have like a pride thing where it's like, I'm not going to let nobody try me. And it's like, it's not really what it's about. Like, you could just leave. It's really not, it's almost like a test. Like, just walk away. It's really not that serious, you know?
I liked his, I think it was his pajama party. It was like the really intimate party.
That. But we didn't really even get to see it. It was weird.
Yeah, they showed like little clips of it, but it was a small gathering.
It was weird because, okay, so one, they didn't show it, which they didn't show a lot of it. They only showed a little bits and pieces. But the things that they did show were very sexual, very like intimate, like, you know, Jamal was making out with his piece. You had Prince and Sean in the corner, like licking each other's faces. I was like, what is going on? Like, is there a reason why they didn't show this scene? Like,
it's like Uncle Raheem might have stepped in the room after the camera shut down.
Sean Dion, from Virginia, he's a YouTuber.
Yes, now he's the monetized YouTuber.
Work. Okay. Cool.
Yes, the monetized YouTuber.
I liked Sean Dion. I thought he was really cool. He was funny. He was likable. Country.
Very country. He's from Virginia.
True. And I didn't even know Virginia was that country, but like just listening to him talk and his jokes, I was like, that's a country dude.
Yes.
I think he'll really go far with his personality. I think he's really quick off the top of his head. So
I said he was the star of the show just because he seems to be like the fan favorite. He's another person that's really down to earth. Karan really, like, whoever he teamed with to pick this cast, like, shout out to y'all. Like, this
shout out
cast
to those
is like,
producers.
Yeah, this cast is like really interesting. Like, a lot of people are like have really good energy. Sean's funny. He's a good friend. Like, the fact that he had Prince's back during that whole, you know, it was just it was dope.
Yeah.
And he's also not afraid to be like vulnerable.
Oh, right.
We saw him open up about the situation with his dad, and then we also saw him I guess comfort his castmate when I guess during his castmate had a breakup, and we saw him comfort him and be there for him. So I just thought he overall was just a good person. He seems like a really good friend, and he's funny.
Right.
He's really funny. So I really like Sean.
Yeah, I like that, and I like how you brought up the moment about him and his dad, because I feel like when people are on, sometimes like in the past, like people on shows like this have been very like, I don't know, it seems like they don't understand that like when you put yourself on shows like this, it's not obviously going to be all good. And I feel like sometimes they feel like it needs to be all good, and they get upset when like they're not shown in the most positive light. And so it's like, I feel like that scene was like a perfect example of how being on a show like this is supposed to be your life. And obviously your life isn't Instagram. Like your life isn't, like, it doesn't translate to that, where Instagram is literally all the positive things in your life, all the good things, all the glitz and the glam. This show, obviously they're going to show you at your best, but they're also going to show like your down moments. They're going to show when you're vulnerable. They're going to show when you're sad. They're going to show when you messed up, so it's like, I feel like sometimes people on this season and even like other shows don't really understand that. It's like they only want the good things, and it's like, well, that doesn't make a good story if everybody's just showing you doing well and they're not showing the bad things.
It's important that like we get to see them be human, so that they're relatable. Like I did like the scene where Sean like talked about his dad. Like I feel like a lot of people, I always say this, especially since we started this podcast, but I feel like a lot of people on these shows are afraid to be vulnerable because they have to have that guard up all the time, that wall up. But I like that he was just like, I'm a human, shit. I'm full of emotion, so I'm gonna express that.
His
Judy.
Wait, yes. No, wait. His good Judy, you stupid. His boyfriend, his now boyfriend, Prince, who is a marketer. Yeah, he's I guess he does freelance marketing. So he helps companies, with advertisement and like targeting their targeted audience and stuff like that. But I don't.
Maybe we should hire him to like market our show so we can find our audience.
Oh my god, he's probably like, they can afford me. Anyway, I just have that he's cute. He's very adorable. Like
he was
ears,
my favorite of the show.
He just has like such a cute, like adorable look to him. I said that he was chill, but he also seems kind of spacey. Just in the sense that like there were just times where I'm like, you're kind of stuck in space, and like I need you to come back to Earth and like figure out what's going on, because like the light, it was like, no shade, I'm not saying like, I'm sure he's smart and very capable of doing his job and other things, but it just seemed like sometimes the lights were on but nobody was home. Like he was just there, and it was like, okay, like what's going on? But I like Prince.
It's some moments you could definitely see like the wheels turning, especially like in his confessionals.
Were the wheels turning? No shade. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it was literally, I get like that too sometimes, but like I could see it in him where it was just like, come on, you got it, you'll figure it. Like, but yeah, I like Prince. I think he's good natured. Prince and his boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend, yeah, that was something crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it made me uncomfortable to watch it. Just because I don't know, like obviously they weren't fighting, but it clearly was like some sort of abuse, just in the way that his boyfriend was like, coming at him. Yeah, it was just very like, why are you so mad? Like I get like, love and infatuation will make you do some crazy things, but that was to the max. Like I was like, you doing a lot right now. And then I'm like, you're doing all of this, like putting your hands in his face, yelling at him, threatening him, like intimidating him. I don't think you do any of those things to somebody that you love and care about.
Right.
I'm just gonna say that. Like, I don't think you could do those. You do those things to somebody that you completely care and love. So you're doing these things on camera and in public. What the fuck are you doing behind the scenes? Like, what are you doing when the cameras aren't there? Like, probably much worse things, you know. No, I'm not trying to accuse him of anything, but I'm just saying, like,
well, Prince did say that they've thrown hands before.
I can see. Like, I'm like, I mean, like, I would never put my hands on somebody that I'm in a relationship with, but I could see why he would, because it was just it was getting to the point where it was like, what do you even do? Like, this person is in your face. This person is trying to fight you, intimidate you. They won't let you leave, you know, like, and it's almost like his boyfriend acted like they were in a relationship, so he kind of owed him some sort of attention. And it's like, you don't. Once you mistreat somebody, or once it's over, it's over. Period! Like, even when y'all in a relationship, that person still reserves the right to their boundaries and their, you know, their space. Like, so if they want space, give them space.
He did pull up to that party like aggressive as hell.
When I tell you, he showed his whole ass.
When he started jumping on the street, I was like,
yo, that was a mental breakdown.
It was.
That was a legit mental breakdown.
It was.
Like,
I didn't notice the mental breakdown until like after Prince had walked away and the security guard was like holding his ex. I'm like, this nigga is like legit losing it on the street right now. Losing his mind. Like, also, did you peep the white people in the background? Like, Prince and his boyfriend were like talking in front of some building, and then a group of white people was walking. They was thinking like, "What the fuck is going on right here?"
They was like, "What the fuck is going on in these Miami streets?"
God, yeah, his ex acted a whole ass. Yeah, in Miami. He's from Miami.
It's so funny that like, I guess later in the season, his boyfriend reached out to Prince, his boyfriend reached out to him, and he was like, I guess this is when Bam was liking his photos, and he was like, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want anything to do with the show. But you know, Bam is liking my pics on Instagram, and I was like, you damn right you don't want nothing to do with this show. And I'm like, you acted the ass on these Miami streets on this show. Them people ate him up in them comments, like.
After the ass on the Miami streets, and then it was broadcasted on Blue Ivy's
When I tell you they got him all the way together, I want to say it was Bam, and then it was him. Like, everybody was coming for him. Like, what the fuck is his problem? Is he crazy? Like, yo, I was like, I'm sure you don't want anything to do with this show.
Hashtag pushing the bush though.
Pushing the bush.
He's like shoulder check that nigga. He just like flew in the bush.
I believe Prince got some. I'm sure Prince is with it because he was so calm, and then he just pushed him into the bushes and like kept it moving. I was like, ooh. Now we have Jovier from Philly. He's a YouTuber, a stylist, and a sugar baby.
I called him the friend of the show because he was just kind of there. Like,
true.
I feel like he was only on camera whenever like he was around Elvis. Other than that, like, he didn't give me much. Like, I was hoping to see him style like at least just like one person, because I thought he had like really nice taste. But so I'm thinking like, oh, like I would like to see him style somebody, you know, but we didn't get anything. We only got him with Elvis, and I was just like, oh, okay.
I want to note that this season had a really good, like we talked about how it was a good roster. It was a good amount of people too, because I feel like sometimes these shows, they add so many people in and it's hard to get everybody's life because you got 7-8 people that you're trying to follow. But this season, like, they did a really good job. Like, I really actually kind of want to know who helped him pick these people, because it was just such a good cast and it was a good number of people. But
well, sorry to cut you off, but I know in the reunion, Jamal mentioned that he had spoke with Karan about like picking like the cast, because I think he suggested that Sean be on the show, but I don't know if he picked everybody, but I know he did say that he helped Karan like choose people to be on the show.
Yeah, I actually kind of didn't mind Jovier. I feel like his only fault was, I guess, siding with Bam, I guess. But I feel like Miles was friends with him too, so it was kind of like I don't know.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I know this is about Jovier, but I just want to mention that I found it funny that Miles is about like energy, good energy, and he's friends with Bam, like somebody with the most toxic energy on this goddamn show.
I feel like he can see the hurt in Bam's, like he can see the trauma in Bam. I think that's what it is.
I get that, but I'd be like, look, homeboy, you too old to be fucking lashing out.
Yeah, I thought Jovier was cool. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's something about him that a lot of people don't like because he wasn't at the reunion. I don't know why he wasn't at the reunion. Yeah, I don't know. He seemed cool to me though. I mean, I like his aesthetic somewhat.
Folks were saying that it had something to do with that text message.
Oh, so do you think that was actually happening?
I do think they messed around.
You think so?
I kind of feel like they did.
Okay. I mean, I feel like just their reactions to saying that they messed around, I just feel like that was a reaction of somebody who like, this just is a lie. Like, what the fuck? Like I feel like if somebody like said like, oh, like you out here, I don't know, if like somebody lied on me about something that like wasn't true, like, and it's like ridiculous, I feel like I would probably start laughing too, just because I'm like, what? Like, where did this come from? Like, it's so random, but I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. I did notice that they were always kind of together. Like even the boys' night, like old boy came way before everybody else, but you know, only they know. only those two and the Lord above knows what happened. Like, and then lastly, who came in at the end of the season? We had
the Demian Woods of this goddamn show.
Wait though.
From the shit we do for love, like
I'm like, wait, who? Like, wait.
Introduce this man the last two episodes of the
very
season.
last, probably to get that tea. Probably get that storyline popping. But yeah, we have Xavier, who's from the Bronx, originally from the Bronx, and so I have that he was a hairstylist, but I don't really remember him saying what he did. I know he said he had a couple shops around Miami, so I just assumed he was a hairstylist. I don't know. Correct us if we're wrong. Sorry if we are, but yeah, he's from the Bronx. He seemed cool. I mean, you know, I don't know if he's married or engaged. I don't know what's going on, but I have that he's very cute. I thought he was cute.
Very handsome,
very nice skin, features. You know, I can see why he's getting married and cheating on his fiance. I'm just playing. Not cheating on his fiance. It's all jokes. But
that's definitely man. That's
allegedly. Allegedly. Those are the allegations that are swimming around Miami, okay?
Oh my gosh.
But for real, I think he's cool. He seemed cool. He's very cute.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Remember on Basketball Wives when I think it was alleged that I think Evelyn had like messed around with Shawnee's ex, and Jennifer was like, "Remember I told you some people in Miami asked me that shit." Do you think the same people that asked Jen that is the same people that since that Xavier stuff with Jovier?
Oh my god!
I was like, Jen,
is this one? Oh, it is.
I was like, Jen, you know damn well there's nobody in Miami, no stranger in Miami, just come and see you after that question. Like,
yes, you know what? Speaking actually, Jen gives me Jovier. Jovier gives me Jen tease. I feel like that's definitely like he's messy, but in like an entertaining way.
Yes.
But
yes.
I definitely think it's the same people running around Miami. The same queens. I don't know if he got married or not. They seem pretty young to get married, but I don't know how old he is because nobody else talked about how old they were. So
right.
I don't know. But you know, I guess I wish a successful relationship if he didn't cheat on his fiance. Um, I did feel like it was
Let's
weird that
hope.
he was coming for Prince about the whole
The text message.
allegations.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he thought that Prince made it up. Like Prince was the one that made it up. Like, oh, I got this message, but it was like he was the one that was, you know, starting shit, I guess. I don't know. But from our perspective, it just seemed weird because we know that he got the text from somebody else. So it was like, why are you getting mad at Prince?
That messy bitch, Mindy A.
Who?
That was the name of the account that sent the DM.
Oh, really? Mindy
it was
A?
Like, yeah, Mindy A 8237, some shit like that. Yeah. I'm like, this messy bitch, Mindy.
Why do I feel like it's some preppy white girl? Like Mindy A with the T. Like,
what if it's Catherine from Cruel Intentions?
Yeah. Girl, you still being messy?
Yes.
Damn, you in your what, 40s, 50s now? Like, girl.
But yeah, he was coming for like Prince extra hard, and Prince is like, "Well, I met Jovier first, so my loyalty was to him, so that's what I'm gonna go to about the text message." Yeah,
but
Prince held his own that conversation.
Yeah, that's the whole cast. Yes. Do you want to get into some notable moments? Just touch on some moments. Bam. Okay, so I want to talk about Bam versus Sean.
Okay.
Round one. So it was said that Sean, well, even before he touched his face, allegedly, he was saying that I guess Sean was asking him his name, and then he told him his name, Elvis, and then like I guess he was like, but call me Bam, and he was like, well, I'm gonna call you what your your mom or your dad, your family named you. And I don't know, I just feel like everybody seemed to be, not everybody, but most people seem to be on Sean's side. And honestly, I have an unpopular opinion. I feel like Sean was kind of being a dick. No lie. Like, I still like Sean, but I feel like Sean was kind of being out of line. Like, I feel like if you are just meeting somebody, I feel like it's important to call them what they're comfortable being called. I feel like I don't understand why you ask somebody their name and then when they tell you, you're like, well, I'm gonna call you what you like. Don't call me anything, because we don't have to associate. We don't have to be friends. Like, you don't have to call me anything. I don't even know you. So why be so aggy when you first met? I understand he was drunk, but as we all know, all adults that are drinking, that not even just that are drinking, but all adults know, being drunk that's not an excuse for anything, So, when you're being drunk, I mean, granted, if you're drunk, okay, like I kind of get it, like, you were a little inebriated, so I kind of understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like, you're kind of responsible for your actions, whether you're sober, high, whatever. So, I kind of was like, why are you being so aggy after just meeting him? Like, and if you're drunk, then be a happy drunk. Why you a aggy drunk? Like, but yeah, I didn't really joke with that. And then listen, we both from Detroit. Everywhere I've been, all the people I've met, touching someone's face after just meeting them is always a no-no.
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
I've never been somewhere
a very big no-no
where I've even felt comfortable just okay, I've been in some situations, but but I've never been in a scenario where like you just like touching somebody's face and it's okay. Like, I was just like, what? Like, where y'all do that at? And then it was like, they were like, I mean, of course, most people on the show were saying like, that wasn't okay, but they were also kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like they were straddling the fence. And I do think that Bam overreacted. I do feel like it wasn't that serious, but yeah, people were in the comments like, I don't get why Bam has a problem with Sean. He was just being friendly. And I'm like, so you just gonna let a random stranger touch you? Sir. Sir,
this is the Chili's.
This is the Chili's.
Yeah, like,
I don't know you. Like, bro, you literally could be the type of person that doesn't wash their hands after they take. You could literally be the type to use the bathroom, don't wash your hands, come right out, and then now you touching my face.
I've seen that happen. I've worked with some people.
Exactly.
I've worked with some people.
I'm like, where do they do that at? I don't know you. I don't know where your hands have been. You could have been scratching your balls 5 seconds ago, and now you touching my face. Like, that's not, you want to touch my shoulder. I still don't really like that because I personally don't like to be touched.
Right.
But touching my shoulder is, I'm not gonna lash out at you for touching my shoulder, but you touching my face, that's definitely gonna get
right.
I would have stopped him right at that moment, at that party. Like, obviously I'm not gonna make a scene, but I'm gonna be like, you need to back up. You're doing too much. I understand that you're drunk, but you're doing the most right now. You need to have some self-awareness and realize that you're doing the most. So, I was like, I don't understand that. But I do feel like Bam overreacted. Like, I don't think you need to fight somebody. I do think it was kind of annoying me that Bam wasn't taking, or not Bam, Sean wasn't taking responsibility, because I feel like if I'm telling you that something is making me uncomfortable and you're making it seem like I'm the one with the issue, like, no, what you did made me uncomfortable. So therefore, know, and if it's reasonable, you need to apologize, or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch your face. Like, I'm a little drunk. That's no excuse, but I'm doing things that I wouldn't have done. If I was sober, I apologize if I made you uncomfortable. That's all that they needed to do, and then it would have been deaded. But Bam and his issues, I feel like it just escalated, and
went from Sean, they made a fight, and then he had a problem with Jamal. I'm like, that's crazy.
The funniest thing was watching Bam. First of all, Bam is all the way down the street. Like, when I tell you he's all the way down the street, still trying to come for Sean. I'm like, you like a mile away. Like,
right. And you could have got out of Jovier's arms if you really wanted to.
Jovier is me and Jovier are probably like around the same size. Like, I know, like, you could.
Sean even said that. Like, it's you got one person holding you back. You can't get away from them. Like, if you really want to fight, then you could have fought. But Bam with the astral projection. That damn Insidious movie, but goodness.
I was on Bam's side for the most part for that interaction. But round 2, I was definitely on Sean and Jamal's. I don't feel like they should have jumped him because that would have been unnecessary. But I do feel like he was doing the most at the bounce house thing. Like, it was like, why are you so angry at them? Why are you so angry at Jamal? Like, even if Jamal had said something slick, I feel like it didn't. He like went in. Like, he started like. Yeah, I was just like, he was like, blah, 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 with your fucking crooked ass teeth. And I'm like, as somebody who has crooked teeth, I was offended. I felt that in my chest. Like,
I just thought they came for his tattoos. Like, that just would have been it. Like,
but our good sis Miles is like, why are you coming for physical? That shit was funny when he was like, why are you coming for physical things? Like, why not read him for something else? Like, I was like, go ahead, Miles. You better be meditating above everybody else. Like, you better be out here educating the children. Like, he was speaking so calmly too, and like Bam was like on 10. He was like, "Why are you so upset? Like, you don't have to come for physical things. Why did you have to come for his teeth?" Like, I was like, he's so calm right now. Like,
opposite ends of the spectrum. That's crazy.
Opposite. I did think it was interesting, since we're on the topic of Miles. I didn't say this while we were talking about him, but I did think it was kind of interesting and weird how, first of all, Ben was spilling tea at that boys' night thing. I was like, that's a little interesting that, like, I guess Jamal was like, I guess not making him feel away, but I guess he had like a judgmental tone about Cam work, but then was flirting with him and like, and I was like, it's so funny because people really will do that. People really will like talk shit about shit, but like on camera or just like in public, and then when like nobody's around, they hit you up like, what's up? You know, I saw your video, I saw this, I saw that, I want some. Like, it's just interesting how, like, you know, and that's why do what the fuck you want. Like, if you our 5 listeners, do what the fuck you want. Don't worry about what the next person is wanting, because they probably doing the same thing. Like,
Yes.
but yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I thought like after the whole after they got into it, it just seemed to just get worse and worse. I'm glad they were able to come to an understanding somewhat. I guess, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they don't talk now, but they were able to come to an understanding at Miles' vegan event. Look at Miles being able to, you know,
get the girls together.
But
get them in line. Is it safe to say that Miles was in charge of the girls?
I feel like Miles should be in charge of the girls.
Okay.
If he's not, he should be. Cause that's somebody I want to work for.
True.
I wouldn't mind being one of his girls. I feel like we would get health care. I feel like the water would be clean. I feel like
good weed.
We'd have good like food, and we'd like
top of the shelf liquor.
Yes. But boys' night. How'd you feel about boys' night?
I was here for it at the beginning.
Okay.
And then when they anytime there's a party and y'all decide to ask each other questions, I just know that shit is gonna go left.
Yeah.
You know, it's somebody being messy.
Yes.
When it was like, we're gonna ask questions, I instantly thought back to that season of Basketball Wives, the first season with Drea, where they had that sit down and it was like, oh, we're gonna pull names out of the. That's what I thought about. So I'm like, this is gonna get messy. So it started off good, and then I'm like, everybody's dressed, it's like, it's peaceful,
right?
The liquor's flowing, and then Bam gets his damn question and he directs it towards Jamal. And I'm like, here we fucking go. And
it's so crazy because I was like, he got this, because he was being nice, he was being cordial, everything was going well. They were having a really good time before that happened. And so he gets this question, and I'm like, oh, Bam, like, come on, this is a test. Pass the test, do well, like, because I genuinely thought he was gonna say, I don't know why, but I genuinely thought he was gonna say something like funny or like, you know, something lighthearted and like ha, and it would just like keep it moving. But no, he fell right into that trap. He started going off, and when I tell you, everybody's face was like, it went from like to like, oh my god, like everybody was like, did you peep that girl? The light-skinned girl, she was in like a black dress. I think she was sitting I think she might have been sitting next to Bam. But like,
I think that's his
friend. Her face. She was like, no, not her, the black girl.
Oh, okay.
The light-skinned one. She was like she made a face like as he was reading. She was like, girl, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everybody's face was like, oh no. And it was just so uncomfortable. It was actually kind of hard to watch because they were just having such a good time, and it went from like good vibes to like mess. Like,
and it's funny because the calmer like Jamal remained, like the more irate Bam got.
That's
like,
how it works. Yeah.
Bam was like just literally screaming at the top of his lungs, and Jamal was just like, okay, he was just like flipping his hair, and then he walked out. And then I guess Bam had to follow him to finish saying what he was saying, that he went out in the hallway. I was like, y'all really, or you really out in this fucking hallway screaming like this? Like, get kicked out if you want to, but
I think Bam, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it started off good. Like the boys, it was a good idea. It started off good. I also had Jovier's fit for the boys' night, but it started off good. And then the question is, it wasn't even the question. It was Bam, his answer to the question, because he could have took the high road,
right,
and just been funny or through shade, but he ruined it.
He could even do some light, funny shade. Like you could even say something shady, but like funny and like, you know, lighthearted. That way, you know, you could have got your jab in, but it wasn't enough to, you know, really
to ruin the night.
Always ruining the night. You know, so
well, at least he didn't destroy PF Chang's.
That is
a different show.
That's true.
Different show.
Messed up that hotel room. And yeah, and shout out to the Come Up, always showing a hotel room from the very first episode, the very first season to all the way the latest hotel room. I live for an old nasty hotel room party. Here for it. Makes me feel like I'm 17 again. Like, but yeah, that was a lot. And then I'm like, I don't even know what he's upset for. Like, he was mad. I guess he was mad that Jamal had said that he told Bam not to call his friend Sean a bitch.
Yeah.
But I guess apparently he didn't actually say that in the scene. But I'm like, why is that something to be like mad about?
Right.
It's not like he was like, I checked that bitch. I told him not to fucking say that, and he didn't. Like, he didn't say that. He was just like, I told him not to call him a bitch because that's my friend.
Right.
In my house. Period. Like, I don't see why you were that mad about it. And you just went in. Like, you started saying he's in everybody's DMs, another DM monster. But like
too many DM monsters.
Too many. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like these shows, people be in people's DMs. It is what it is. But yeah, like he was just like saying all this like shit. He was saying he tried to do mess around with Jamarcus, ran Jamarcus allegedly. Don't know if that's true, but I was just like, damn, like it's a lot going on. Honestly, I feel like Bam is probably the one that's actually jealous because you could talk about a house, you could talk about a car, but in reality, none of that shit will, if you're not happy, if you're still dealing with trauma, none of that shit really matters. None of that shit is going to make you feel good. And so I feel like you're talking about houses and cars and all of this, but like you're still not happy. And I feel like he might be jealous or feel a type of way about people who are genuinely happy, who are confident, who are, do have their shit together, So
I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
I was like, this is terrible.
this is too much.
This is too much. I'm like, let me grab my hat so I can go. Like for real. But yeah, that was really all I had to. Those were all my moments. I don't know if you have another moment you want to talk about that happened.
Yeah, just really quick. I just want to talk about Jamal's conversation he had with his mom pertaining to his business.
Right.
So basically his mom called and he's basically like, it's hard for me to run a business when my family, I'm up and coming. It's hard for me to have this business as an up and coming like designer when my family feels like they're entitled to free stuff or like merchandise at like a discount. He's like, I'm not gonna make no money or my business isn't gonna thrive if I keep giving y'all free stuff. And I guess his mom was like, oh, we family, that's just stuff you gotta do for family. And you brought it up like if he was already made, like if he was fucking, I don't know, Fashion Nova or the owner of Prada or Chanel, I could give you free shit. Like, of course. But if I'm up and coming and I'm using my money to buy my fabrics and all of this other stuff, I got to get that money back in because not only that, I still got to live. I got to feed myself. I got my own bills that I have to take care of. So I really like the conversation where he's like, this isn't how I want to run my business.
Right.
And then he even said that like, his family feels like he doesn't treat them like his normal clients. And he was like, well, y'all don't operate like my normal clients. Like they purchase something, they get the bill and then they pay for it. Y'all see something and be like, oh, can I have this? I'll give you money when I get it. That's not how it works. So I like that he was like, this isn't how a business runs. Like I need coin, family or not. Like when I get there, like, of course I have no problem with like looking out for y'all. But when it's just me and I'm using my coin to buy shit, like, no, it's that conversation is just like, I really can't believe people think like that. Like, I mean, I could believe they can, but it's just crazy that people be like, oh, my family member, they're a business owner, or I can get over on them. Like, no, bitch.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have left is messy moments. Let's talk about the messy moments from the show. I just have a few. So when they met up, I think it was the Caesar's Palace. Please forgive me, I've never been to Miami, so I don't know. I think it was Caesar something that they went to.
Okay.
It was when they were playing Never Have I Ever, and everybody, I guess, found out that Miles does sex work. He I guess like this was off camera, by the way, but I guess Jamal was talking about going on a trip, and I guess Jovier was like, "Oh, I want to go on that trip. Like, I wouldn't mind." And so I guess Jamal was like, "Oh, you gotta ask Daddy. Ask Daddy first. What Daddy gonna say?" Like, I thought that shit was funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was lighthearted shade. Like, you're a sugar baby. You know you're a sugar baby. You talked about being a sugar baby. Like, I just want to laugh. Like, no, I don't have to ask him. I get an allowance, so like he'll give me anything I want. So I never have to ask. I just throw it in the bag, like something cute like that.
That ain't what you said yesterday, but yes.
What?
You know what you said, yeah.
Wait, I'm not gonna say that on camera. Don't come for it.
Look. that go.
The devil.
There you go.
Demon.
That bullshit. Yes. Okay. I'm not going there then.
Trash Can Gan.
Well, look, it wouldn't be a show if Trash Can Yan didn't make an appearance. Now,
that's true.
Wouldn't be a show without Trash Can Yan.
I can't even talk about nobody's teeth. My bottom teeth are crooked. So I can't even talk about nobody's teeth. Like, but
my goodness, we stand, Jamal. We stand.
We do. But you carried for that. That's funny. That would have been fucked up though. Like, imagine if he was like, "Do you gotta ask Daddy?" No, but I can ask him if you want to get your teeth fixed. Like, but that would have been too much though. That would have been too much.
True.
Like, that would have been too insulting. Like, that would have been like, "Ooh, like you went too far." Because everybody know he got a sugar daddy, so it's fine. Like, But yeah. See, that would have been Bam. Bam would have said some shit like that, and Bam would have been wrong. See. But yeah, let's see. So Prince telling Jay about the alleged home wrecking. I feel like that was pretty messy. No shade. Because he really could have just minded his own business. Like, I feel like he could have just been like deleted the thing and just like kept it moving. But of course, as I've always said, it's a reality show. So, like
he got the message while he was filming. So
exactly. So yeah, I thought, like, and I also feel like his ex didn't have to tell him that Bam was liking his photos. I felt like that was also kind of weird. Like, I was like, I mean, obviously his boyfriend is extra, but like, I felt like, why do you even have to tell Prince? Like, I would have just been like, okay, like, he didn't message me, he didn't say anything, liking him. Oh well, like, who cares? Like, but yeah, I thought that was kind of unnecessary, a little messy, no shade. But also Jamal, Lord, this wine is getting to me. In case y'all wondering, it's very cheap yellowtail Riesling I got from the Jewel. So I love my wine. But my last one that I have is Jamal being another DM monster. So
yes, Johnson said Jamarcus Dick and ran him off the show though.
I was like, really?
I kind of feel like it was Bam that ran Jamarcus off the show. Actually, it was Jamarcus getting that record deal that ran him off the show. But
well,
he got
that's on that. Like,
and that's on period love,
right? Like, listen, if I got signed, bitch, I'm gonna be like disappear right out this bitch. Like, no shade.
So I only had
though. That's not
true. I forgot he did try to get the show pulled.
We see it for you, Jamarcus, but that was late trying to get the show canceled because you wanted to do other things. But
I won't really start tape then,
especially if
I'm sorry, night to the bullshit. Ooh, did I just get her government? I just get her government. You know our file listeners ain't gonna look her up, but
why did he try to get the show canceled when he wasn't really on it to begin with? I can see.
I don't know.
Now if Prince's ex-boyfriend tried to get the show canceled, I could get that because he acted a fool. But Jamarcus, he didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, well, he could have just they could have just edited around him. Basically,
they didn't even have to edit around him. Like, he was literally on the show doing nothing. Like, he was cool, but he didn't really act a fool. Like, I can't see nobody going on and looking at this show and being like, oh, I don't want to watch, I don't want to listen to his music no more. He looked like a fool. Like, no, he was cool. So I don't know. Maybe there's more to the story.
Shit. Hit him up on Instagram and find out.
I'll leave that to you again. You do that.
From the business account, not the personal account. Don't try me.
Business account.
From the business account.
Business, but it's pleasure though. Yeah. Don't be hitting him up for pleasure on our business account. Okay?
Business up front, party in the back.
Yes. Business on the business account, personal on the pleasure on the personal account. Okay.
Yes. I want him to ask, what we selling jewelry? Definitely the latter. Definitely the latter. Okay. Sorry, people, we're getting sidetracked. It's our first show of the new year, so we
this one has me feeling all some type of way. So
yes, you killing that yellowtail. I'm mad that I can't drink, but that's the story for another day. My shady moment. It wasn't really like something that like a cast member did. It was an ad that ran while the show. I think it was episode. Yes, an ad that ran episode 9. Yes.
Was it the caked up thing?
Nah.
Okay, so I remember caked up, and then there was one about marketing. I don't know. Damn. What was it?
The D-Sting.
What was that about?
It was an ad. So it was an ad that ran episode 9, and it's basically, I guess, some type of anal steam for men. It's supposed to shrink hemorrhoids and tighten those anal muscles for, those Atlanta girls that like to get ran through. So I guess that's why it was advertised. Because I said in my notes that we know a few of these characters on these shows could use this steam. Like, let's get those muscles back together, tightened, and it also is supposed to like relieve like jock itch. I don't know what that is. I didn't want to look it up.
Oh, it's like isn't it like, I don't know. Isn't it kind of like athlete's foot? It's like a fungus maybe that like, I don't know. I know athletes. I think athletes get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of liking it to
anal steaming. So you wouldn't do an anal steaming? I feel like I would try it. Yeah,
I would try it.
I don't need it, but I would try it. I would try it. Like,
I was about to be low, and that would have really got us pulled.
Yeah, I don't know what's next for Gemini Films. I don't know if he's doing another show, if he has one coming up or if he's filming one. But yeah, I think it was a dope season. I also like how he's branching out, and I saw that he did a seminar, I guess he runs a successful film company, so I guess he's trying to teach others how to do the same. And we know this is like the era, like every 5 seconds there's another show coming out about gays in a big city. So I thought that was cool that he's showing his showing his expertise. He's monetizing that as well. So I thought that was cool. So yeah. Yeah, this has been our wrap up for the Come Up Miami season 1. I didn't really watch the reunion, no shade. Everybody didn't show up, so I didn't really care. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Of course, like if you laughed, comment if I said something that resonated with you or that you disagree with. And follow if this is your second time watching us. I mean, you're not here by a coincidence. It's destiny. Like, but yes. But yeah, definitely feel free to like, comment, subscribe. We definitely have more things coming. More movie reviews as well. I know we kind of took a break on that, but we'll definitely be back with things like that. When G Status comes back, we'll be back reviewing that as well. And yeah, we'll also look into some other shows too, that are out there. I know there are a lot of other shows that have come out similar to ones like this. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Any closing words?
No, just it was a bomb season. But thank you guys for watching this video, for bearing with us. Also, Happy New Year to our 5 listeners.
Yes, all 5 of y'all. All 5. I was gonna say all 3 of y'all, but all 5 of y'all. You know.
Yes, well, like Damon said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Wait.
That was my fault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my fault. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and click that notification button so that you stay in the know for more videos.
All right.
Yes.
We'll see y'all. Peace.